أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Give all the praise and the thanks to the Almighty Source Creator, the Creator of everything. Brothers and sisters, thank you for joining us here on a new episode of Optimal Health on AM 360. The information and the knowledge shared on Optimal Health is from the perspective of symptomatic science and symptometry. It is not medical science. It is based on natural law. Any names and terms used in this presentation are not for self-diagnosis purposes. They further your understanding of the precepts and concept of symptomatic science. Please contact your physician or your healthcare provider for any medical recommendation. Brothers and sisters, we were created. That make us part of the creation. The rules and laws that govern the creation also govern our anatomy and physiology. That is our body. That is our body. And when we are in violation of these rules and these laws, a disease will occur. A disease will occur because we are not submitting to the natural law that the Almighty has established in the universe. So the penalty for not submitting is a disease. The penalty for not submitting is a disease. So we welcome you to a new episode of Optimal Health here on AM 360. We will have some technical difficulty, so that's why we are delayed, but we got it worked out and we're here. We can't panic, we just do what we have to do to keep things moving. Everything must move, brothers and sisters, in this universe. If not, a disease can occur. So thank you once again for joining us in a new episode of Optimal Health here on AM 360. We thank you for joining us today. We have an excellent episode and topic planned for you, and we hope you learn much so you can be in compliance with the natural law. We'll be talking today, brothers and sisters, about hot water application, the benefit of hot water application. The benefit of hot water application. Every disease starts with low temperature in the person. Every disease starts with a low temperature. Your temperature has been lowered. Our temperature of a human being must be 98 degrees Fahrenheit above. 98 degrees Fahrenheit and above. If our temperature reduced down below that, then we're going to have an issue. We're going to have a problem. That is the beginning of a disease. Low temperature means low pressure. Low pressure means gyration, turbulence. They'll be uplifted out of our cells. The nutrients and resources in our cell will be in our blood. And the microbes not going to miss a golden opportunity. We will also be talking about nutmeg poisoning. We are poisoning ourselves with the food that we eat. The cultural food that we're eating, we're poisoning ourselves, brothers and sisters. Let's not get it twisted. It's not only a pharmaceutical drug, it's the food that we eat because we're eating chaotically. No one is teaching us how to eat scientifically. Select our food by using science. All food is not the same. All food is not the same. All water is not the same. The air we breathe is not the same. So we have our two guests with us here this evening. We have Ms. Rita Taylor, who will be sharing with us the benefit of hot water application. She's a certified symptometry health coach, as well as myself. And our second guest, Ms. Yvette Dean. She's also a certified symptometry health coach. I mean, we've been through classes and qualified and passed examinations. This is very, very important, brothers and sisters. When we speak about, it is based on science. It's not what I think. It's not what Ms. Rita thinks. It's not what Ms. Yvette thinking. Our belief system has nothing to do with it. It's verifiable science. So we can apply these rules and be in compliance with the natural law, we can prevent many diseases. When we fail to do that, we will have symptom and disease for the rest of our lives. If we don't put things back to normalcy, our disease becomes more and more chronic until our life is at stake. Now we know how to put things back to normalcy. We have the knowledge to do it. Now it's up to each and every one of us to do that. Health is an individual effort. So take a moment to call someone. Take a moment to let them know that we have this program here on Optimal Health on AM 360. Ask them to join us so they can benefit from the information that we'll be sharing here today. So brothers and sisters, once again, we thank you for joining us with Abdul Shaheed and our guests, Mrs. Rita Taylor and Miss Yvette Dean. We're all certified symptometry health coaches. We're not going to delay. We're going to go right to our first guest. Mrs. Rita, I see you here with us.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Well, like I said, it's a
Brothers
little
and sisters.
difficult trying to log on, but it's always something that we have to deal with.
Exactly. That's called technology anyway.
Yeah, technology. It's good when it's working properly, but when it's messing up, just take your time and figure it out and keep moving. That's what we had to do. So we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. You chose an excellent topic so people can stay in compliance with the natural law, keeping our temperature above 98 degrees Fahrenheit, above that.
Mm-hmm.
So we can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So we can fortify our systems, fortify ourselves. All of these things we must do. And who's teaching us these things? Our parents didn't know anything. They did the best they could, but still they didn't know enough. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to take a short break and come back and let you get started with your topic. And we thank you so very much for joining us here today on Optimal Health on AM 360. Brothers and sisters, do a two-way and a three-way so more people can benefit from what we'll be sharing today. You won't find this information anywhere. Your physician is not going to share this with you because he wasn't taught it. He did not study natural law. All those years he went to medical school, he did not study natural law. He did not study cell science. He did not study air science, and we have to breathe before we eat or drink anything. We have to breathe first. And we made of cells. So he didn't study any of these things. So what did he study? We will already know what he studied. You know what he studied. He studied how to prescribe pharmaceuticals, how to do surgery, how to do diagnosis. But none of those systems that he's using will remove the source of your disease. None of those things. All the technology he has, electrodiagnosis equipment he has, will not remove the source of your disease. You'll be stuck with it until you die. Absolutely amazing. So brothers and sisters, we'll be right back. Please still don't go anywhere. Just connect with some friend, relative, associate, so we can share with them more of this information. We'll be right back. Thank you so very much.
People get sick all the time. However, even after years of research, physicians don't have the faintest clue why most sick people find themselves in the predicament they do. Will they just accept the same treatment without truly getting to the bottom of what is happening to them? Not anymore. Symptometry draws attention to your cells, the building block of your being, allowing you to understand what needs to be done and paving the way for self-correction. Developed by Dr. Maxwell Nardi, symptometry is not medicine or even its alternative. It is a study designed to fill in the void left behind by the most common scientific fields. Symptometric science has proven time and again over 31 years that chaotic eating and living are not in the best interest of the cells. It's about time we change that to understand symptometry, dive into a whole new world of cell-based knowledge, and profoundly appreciate human cells' work. Get your copy of Symptometry and Symptometric Science at a Glance by Dr. Maxwell Nardi now. People get...
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. We're going to turn the mic over to Miss Rita, and she's going to be sharing with us the benefits of hot water application. And I hope you continue to pay attention. You're doing an excellent job paying attention to what we're saying. We thank you for your time and your attention to share your afternoon and evening with us here on Optimal Health on AM 360. Mrs. Rita.
Hey, brothers, Azahid, that's alaikum. And
Yes, love.
the topic is timely because we are all cold in our homes and outside. So you need the hot water, really, everywhere. So as our brother Sahid is saying, basically, symptometry is not medicine. We are based on natural law. And that's where this water application comes from. It's something that the doctor studied when she was doing naturopathy during the PhD and learn about the importance of hot water. And believe me, I have applied this and I do apply it every day. And I can tell you that it works. You need to find a time to apply hot water to your entire body, from your head to your joints, to your toes, to your back, to your muscles and everything else. Because why? Why do I believe in that, and why do I want to share with you? Because all diseases that we face come from low temperature. And right now, don't you have low temperature? The temperature is what here? It is 9 degrees here. We used to 50s, 60s. So a lot of people are suffering. But you have a way to make your body healthy by applying hot water to your body on a daily basis. And brothers and sisters, it is cheap. It is just a kettle and water and a towel. That is, we're going back to the beginning of the beginning, going back to the beginning of the beginning, because that's how they used to live. And I'm going to share this personal information with you because before I came to symptometry, I was raised on hot water application. My mother did not attend symptometry, but she made sure that my brothers and sisters every day after I shower, before we went to school, she applied hot water on everyone as from head to toe. And I can tell you, we never missed school. None of my brothers and sisters, we were healthy. We didn't understand it. We didn't have any childhood diseases, and we didn't understand. But I can attest to you that it worked. And at my age, I've been continued that process. And I do it on a daily basis without fail because it has helped me. I didn't understand until I came to symptometry why hot water is important. So, as I indicated to you, the beginning of all disease started with low temperature, and the low temperature it go to low pressure, and then the low pressure will have gyrations, and we'll have turbulence, and we'll have gyration, and gyration will jiggle, and we'll lose a lot of the nutrients and resources there. And while we lose them, guess what? Sedimentary sludge will fill it in there, and that's where you start your diseases. So really, it is important that we adhere to this. And you know what? It is a free product. It is something you can do on a daily basis, but you have to make the time to do it. And I promise you, you'll be happy when you do it. So that is my personal story that I want to share with you. Why hot water application is important to everyone. Because right now, if you step up outside and it's cold, you come in and you put a hot water application on wherever you feel a pain, it will the cold temperature will become a higher temperature and you will not get a disease. Secondly, let me tell you also, regardless of what symptoms that you get, regardless, if you put a hot water application on that symptom, it goes away. It's like magic. But you know what? We don't have the time. We don't put it in. So that is what I want to share with you. Okay. So Why heat? Why heat? Okay. Heat falls in the category of energy, especially one of the branches of energy that the sun radiates. Heat or cold is measured in degrees, either in Celsius or Fahrenheit. And we're supposed to function optimally at 98 degrees Fahrenheit. If you go below, you're sick. If you're up, upper there, you are not feeling well. You have a fever. But even with a fever, a hot water application will bring the temperature down. It is amazing what our creator has given us that we don't even make use of. Okay? So, why is heat so crucial to our bodies? Why? Because it is one of the life sustainers and it works in tandem with oxygen. Explain why oxygen and heat are both always required for our cell and DNA and tissue health. We need oxygen and heat for our cell, DNA, and our tissue health. Okay. How do we know? How do we know a person is dying? How do you know? The oxygen and the heat level drop dramatically, affecting circulation and causing stasis. That begins in the head. Okay? That begins in the head. I'm going to tell you when somebody dies, if you talk to uh, the doctor that take care of that person when they do whatever they do after the autopsy and all this stuff, if you ask them, how was my husband, how was the person temperature, and she would tell you that the oxygen level was low and it was filled with carbon dioxide. So that is something that you need to take note. So we talked about how's the person dying, okay, but let's talk about everything. All stages start in the head. So the head is a person's highest point, making it visible and vulnerable. We lose about 10% of our body heat through our heads. During the cold season, we lose about 15% of our body heat through our heads alone. If our body temperature should not be less than 98 degrees Fahrenheit, and if we lose 10% of 98 degrees through our heads alone, what do you think the consequence is going to be? It's going to be less than 98. And for us to be healthy optimally, we should be 98 degrees every day. We should expect to have a head cold. Stacy's okay, and she has a head cold, and and the consequences be, which we will have a head cold, and goes hand in hand with a head cold. What happened when you have a head cold? It's a drop in the temperature directly affects the mucous membrane. The mucous membrane, okay? And that line the nose and the sinuses, causing it to disintegrate, okay? And everybody has had a cold. This is what you feel. The disintegration of the nasal mucous membrane and sinuses indicate your vulnerability, alerting airborne microbes, especially cold viruses, to descend to that nose in search of growth factors. As soon as you have the cold, you have you have the viruses, the cold viruses that will descend to your head cold, and then they don't miss any golden opportunity because they know that they have something to feed on. So what happened to you when you have the head cold and when you have the viruses descending in your nose? You will blow your nose. You're more vulnerable. You have You have due to the disintegration, due to the nasal mucous membrane. And then before you're blowing it, the phlegm start coming out. You're sneezing, you're coughing. Okay. So what happened when you start doing that? Your head cold is below 98.98% Fahrenheit. And then sometimes you blow your nose and you will see some yellow discharges that come through your nose. It means that your bilirubin segment has been impacted. So you should not have you should not have a head cold, really. But when you feel like a head cold, if you can put hot water on that place for 5 minutes, hot water on there, you will see a difference. Around your nose and everything else, you will see a difference. So it's something that it doesn't cost any money, but it takes time for you to do it to prevent you from getting sick. So if you have a head cold, I see people, they have um, the medicine that the coughing medicine and the NyQuil and all that stuff. That is that is symptom treatment. Basically, you are sneezing, you are coughing, you are spitting up phlegm, raises another concern that indicate that your mucous membrane, the lining of the thorax, is disintegrating due to the cold weather. So cold weather is not, it is not our friend. And hot water is, any extreme temperature is not our friend. So cold weather is not our friend. And we need to do everything to make sure that we have heat on our bodies. And hot water application will help you so that you don't get sick and you don't start sneezing and coughing because your mucous membrane, which is the first defense that we have, you need to protect it. Okay. So what happened is that people, instead of using hot water, instead of using hot water, they will use nasal decongestion because they think that it will make their nose, the phlegm flow. But that is not good because that's a mistake. Because this is the time to be strong. Instead of using a nasal decongestant, I would recommend that you use hot water on the nose and your face and the place that you are hurting. You don't have to buy it. Water is there. You have a kettle, you have water, you boil it, you apply that to that part of your body. And I can tell you it works. Okay, so now that we know that you're not supposed to be using this or the concentration, but rather hot water, because remember, we are talking about natural law. We are not talking about medicine. Okay, we're going back to the beginning of the beginning. Okay, nothing transfer more heat to the head and nose faster than hot water. Nothing transfer heat. So if you have a problem with your head cold, if you have a problem with anything, apply the hot water on there. Okay. Again, as I said, dip a face towel into a hot water, squeeze out the hot water, and apply the hot face towel to your nose, to your frontal lobe, your forehead. This allowed the nasal mucous membrane to rebuild quickly and the turbinates and the frontal sinuses to shrink as more air can be inhaled without much difficulty. Okay, since we lose more heat through our heads, as I said in the beginning, during the cold season than in the summer, the best advice to all of you that when you go out, you know what, you have a hat on to wear. I said no. I said and a hot, a cap or a hat during the cold season because it conserves heat. Don't go outside during the winter with your hair, in a ponytail and all that jazz. Put a hat on. It conserves heat. And during the cold winter, especially now that everybody's going through this cold mess around the country, don't leave home without a hat or headgear. You need that to conserve heat. Okay. As I said, the professor, Dr. Knight, did study natural health and hot water application. And it was one of the highlights of his program. So she knows that it works. And I can attest to it myself that I've been doing it ever since I was little. And I didn't even know symptometry. That my mom did not know about symptometry, but she believed in hot water application to all of us, to all my brothers and sisters. And she lined us up. Before we put on our uniforms, we had hot water on up from the top to the toe. Before we put on our socks, we put on our, everything else as a child. We did it and we continue to do that. I don't know whether my brothers and sisters are still doing it, but I kept it because it helped me tremendously. And and when I specialized in pregnancy management, and you need hot water after childbirth. You need hot water all over your body after childbirth. Believe me, it heals. It heals because you just went through, the baby came to your birth canal and everything, and you need hot water for you to heal. So that is it. Okay. Over the counter drug needed for head cold, no, I will not recommend that. Okay, I do recommend that with symptometry, we are as scientific source removal services. And in a head cold situation, we are dealing with a state of stasis. And how to reverse it is to prevent or reverse a head cold. Okay, and you can do that with the hot water application, and it doesn't cost. You don't have to go and get the NyQuil. If you do that, you'll be able to get to where you're going. Okay. A head cold can cause headaches. It can cause frequent sneezing, teary eyes, runny nose. You can hardly talk. People can hear you. A blocked and stuffy nose, red eyes, itchy eyes, aches and pain and fatigue. However, a hot water application, in addition to, a molecule here, will easily end the nightmare. Okay, so we have the solution. We are a source removal institution, but we do have the solution for you to end your mucus problem, your sneezing. We do have a molecule with the hot water that you can use to basically help you with this. Let me share with you another situation that everybody is going through right now. Right now, it's very cold. So, what are people drinking? They're drinking hot chocolate. They're drinking hot coffee. They're drinking hot tea because they want the heat. But drinking drinking hot tea and drinking hot chocolate, and bringing coffee, does that help you as sipping plain old water? Let me tell you why it doesn't help you. The coffee that you're consuming, it contain um, throat bromide, which is poison, and the chocolate and the tea also have throphylline, which is poison. So even though you're getting the heat, you are drinking poison, which is bad for your cells. But if you decide to invest in water, plain hot water. And the water that I'm recommending is the water that have a pH balance of 7.2, not 10 or 11. And also it has the electrolytes. And when you buy water, don't just buy the water because it is Ozark or whatever. Get the ones with electrolytes. And on the bottle, you should read it. And it should say it has calcium, it has magnesium, it has potassium, it has sodium, it has sulfate, it has chloride, it has bicarbonate and phosphate. It should have this electrolytes on the bottle, which means that the water you're getting is going to provide you with electricity, electrolytes. Not all water are alike. I will recommend that, health, good health is good wealth. And so if you invest in the water in this time where it's so cold for everybody else, instead of drinking tea and coffee, which I've indicated that have poison, and you just drink hot water. That's all I drink during the winter time. I mean, I drink hot water every day. It doesn't matter whether it's summer or winter. Hot water every day. And with the electrolytes, you are providing yourselves with the nutrients and resources that they need. And if you drink them, you're supposed to drink 2 liters of water a day, a minimum. If you drink them, and especially during this time when it's hot and people, the first thing they reach out is tea. The first thing they get up in the morning is coffee. Reach out to your water and, heat it, drink it, and you feel much better because it's clear, it's clean, it doesn't have the poison. It's not, the water is not adulterated, it's not compromised. Okay, you're drinking real water that is hot. That is my recommendation. The coffee situation, I will use water instead, and I show you why you need that. Okay. The other thing that people also during this time that people rarely go through is they have headaches and migraines. Okay, a lot of people suffer from chronic headaches or migraine because they use nasal decongestant. You know, the one you spray in your nose. No, I have never used one before because those things I didn't want anything going through my body, so I never used that. And never, but people do believe in that. If you are doing that, did not help you. As a matter of fact, it's not doing anything for you. Okay. It never transfer heat to the head, allowing the primary cause of head cold stasis to remain intact. So why do you use a nasal decongestant when it does not help you at all? Okay? A head cold is caused by stasis, and it compels the cerebral arteries to constrict in certain areas, leading to a headache, or the cerebral capillaries to constrict in specific area, result in migraines. Hence, the difference between headaches and migraine. They are not the same, but are caused by the same factor called stasis. So let's know that our body, we need to know about physics, energy, and molecular chemistry to understand how our body works, rather than the anatomy. We just want you to know that physics and energy will help you understand how your body works. Okay, so there's another thing that I want to share with you. We were born with scalp hair. When you have a baby, the baby have scalp hair. Okay, they do have full of hair. There's a reason our Creator gave us full of hair, so that we will prevent heat from escaping from our hair. That's the reason our Creator gave us hair. So unfortunately, a lot of men prefer shaving their scalp bare, and you know what? They are going to pay a price sooner or later because our Creator know why we were born with that full of hair, eyelashes, eyebrows, and scalp hair. Okay? The fact of the matter is that the planet Air bears a brunt of radiation, especially where the ozone layer is depleted. So honestly, you need to cover your hair. You need to have scalp hair. Don't shave, man. If you have, shave, do not leave it on and just wash it and do all the stuff because you need, especially in the winter time, you need it all the time. You need it all the time. But if you have your hair shaven, then you need to even cover more with a lot of a head a head wrap or something to make sure that the heat stays where it's supposed to be. Okay. So we talked about cold versus hot application here. Okay. We know that headaches, migraine, muscle soreness require hot water application because lactic acid has accumulated in that area and complicating the stasis. Nothing removed the excess lactic acid faster than we have in symptometry a formula called A16B available through symptometry. I use it because I'm a runner, so I'm always, you have stasis in your body, and that helps you. So if you have the coach, Brother Saheed or Yvette, and you have, if you're a runner, if you and you need that that molecule. It should be a staple in your house, and use it every week. So that is, if you have lactic acid, we have the solution, as I said. Okay. Cold water and dry ice application is ideal. Let me explain where it is important to use cold water or dry ice application. It is ideal when the tendons, the ligament, the cartilage, or tissue tear is fresh, meaning it occur within minutes. Why? Because the stasis weakened the area, causing pathways and capillaries to collapse, leading to the fluid of buildup cortisol and endorphin deprivation, resulting in pain and swelling. And uh, you need the cortisol, you need the endorphin enkephalin for you to have it. But that is the only time we recommend cold water application when you just have a tear, a weakened area. That's where you can use cold water. But apart from that, hot water all the way. Okay. So what is what is a hypothermia is it's not it's a scenario involving cold water application, and instead it requires heat trapping and sipping hot water several times a day. Okay. In hypothermia, the water is so cold that the cell can divide because extreme cold denature kinase and cyclin, rendering them incapable of dividing the cell. As a result, the blood in the limb cannot flow because of stasis has considerably weakened the forces that circulate blood and limb. If thick blanket can trap heat long enough for the cold tissue to rebound, expect numbness to occur. Okay, so we know that there's a downside to that. Okay, numbness. Why are you numb? Okay, no ailment require heat application more than numbness. If you have a numb in your area, you need hot water application. However, milk, figs, cheese, and egg must be avoided when experiencing numbness. Again, you talk to your coach and they will help you because the sensory and motor neurons cannot receive or transmit impulses. Why? Oxygenated blood can reach them, and if oxygenated blood can reach them because clots are in the way, and stasis has weakened the forces, causing the collapse of the pathways and capillaries. Unless specific food are avoided, they can cause clots and worsen stasis as expect numbness to persist as a chronic ailment. Okay, some of the food I talked about is milk, figs, cheese, and eggs. If you have numbness, I will not need those. And again, talk to your coach and they will help you. Symptometry will remove it. But there's certain food that you might need to avoid, and that's the food I just talked about. Okay? So talk to your coach. If you're experiencing numbness, you need hot water application, but you also need to avoid certain food, and you also need some particulars that will help you do that. But you remember, the reason you have the numbness is that your sedimentary sludge is definitely has covered the plasma membrane. So you have nothing, you have a cell lockdown, nothing is going in, nothing is going out, and that needs to be liquefied. Okay, with a particular. So that you have an issue there, but again, don't forget the hot water application. Okay, so things that I would like to share with you before I close. Okay, a blow to any body part will cause stasis. A blow to any body part will cause stasis. Therefore, football players, prize fighters, kickboxers, boxers, and people who fall from a high rise, beware. Okay? Hypothermia requires trapping heat and drinking hot water. Muscle soreness require a hot water application and massaging. A head cold requires a hot water application of the forehead, frontal sinuses, and nerve for about 5 minutes, 2 or 3 times daily, until the symptoms associated with the head cold have significantly subsided. Numbness requires change of diet to avoid drinking ice water, milk, eating eggs, figs, and cheese because of the Pfizer infects, and cheese, including pizza, notorious clot producers. They won't allow your blood to clot. Aldosterone in eggs may also cause susceptibility to embolus, which is circulating blood clots, and or thrombosis, which is stationary blood clots. So today in the cold, one of the cold days that we have this 2026, I'm sharing with you why hot water application is critical for your optimal health. And if you're ready to engage your body every day, set a time aside and put hot water application from your head to your toe, your knees, your joints, your back, everything else, all part of your body. Every day you will see a difference. You feel rejuvenated. After that, you don't feel the cold because your body has gotten the heat it deserves. And if you can do it at least once a day, I recommend it more than that. But if once a day is enough, that's do it. But all I'm saying is that by natural law, you need hot water application for you to make sure that your body is functioning optimally. And remember the beginning of all diseases start with low temperature. And if you put the hot water on there, that low temperature in that area increases to a high temperature, which means that part is not going to be susceptible to a symptom. And so hot water should be something that we live with for the rest of our life, and it's easy, it is cheap, and it's very, very important for our whole body. So, Brother Saheed, that is the application of hot water, the benefit of hot water application.
Thank you so very much, Mrs. Rita. That was excellent. We're going to see if our guests in our audience have a question or two.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing. Hopefully somebody will have a question.
I hope they do.
So if you have a question, just unmute your mic and go ahead and make your comment or ask a question to our guest before she has to leave. Thank you so very much, Ms. Rita. That was excellent. Hot water application benefits. Go
It
ahead.
is. Somebody have a question? Yeah.
Was someone trying to ask the question? Go right ahead. Don't be shy. It sounded like someone was trying to ask the question.
That's what I
guess they got chicken. I don't know. There's no reason to be chicken. We're trying to learn here.
Exactly.
The information will help us to stay in compliance with natural law. Our temperature must stay at a certain level. If it drops below that level, we're going to have symptoms and disease. People wonder why they have head colds and flu and all the other conditions. It's right there in your face. You're not paying attention.
Yes.
We must maintain 98 degrees or above Fahrenheit. So anyone have a question for our guest before she has to leave? It'd be great. Often, if you have a question, that means somebody else have a question, and then we can share more details on what was stated, what was said today.
Yes.
Anyone at all have a question? Well, just a reminder, during this time of the year, people like to drink cocoa, chocolate, tea, all the other different products. They like to drink those things, but there's a problem with them. Each one of them have a poison in it. In the coffee with theobromine, that's a poison. It's going to affect our cells. Hot water is recommended several times during the day. You can't beat that. And if the water have electrolytes in it, the right pH, that will be amazing for you. For the cells, we're made of cells. We are made of cells. If our cells are congested and compromised, that's what you'll be. If you're coughing and sneezing, the cells are compromised. That's what they're telling you. We need your help. That's what they're saying. The symptom is a language to communicate to you. So if you have a question, this is a good time. So drinking tea has the alpha-lining. You know, we have to know this. The fruit juices, they all have a problem because they all have preservatives, natural preservative.
And they're compromised. I mean, all the things that you're drinking, you know, the coffee and the tea, they all have poisons and it's
All of them.
All of them. And plain water should has been, is what you need. Plain hot water.
Yes, thermal energy, heat.
Heat.
Heat is very, very important. That's how we fortify our cells. That's how we fortify our tissue, our membrane, our organs, our glands. We fortify them. We fortify our DNA. That means make them more resistant to the weather changes, more resistant to the microbes. We have the ability to fortify everything about our body, brothers and sisters, but you can't do it if you don't know.
Yeah. And hot water is available.
Yes.
Just a kettle and water and a towel, and just apply it to your body, all parts of your body. You'll be amazed.
Absolutely amazing. Keep the temperature up. Thermal energy, work with oxygen. They work together to produce automation, where things happen automatically in our favor.
Yes.
Take advantage of it in our favor.
Yes.
Things happen automatically, go in the other direction as well. We will make mistakes. So
Yeah.
we have too many of them going on.
Exactly.
So brothers and sisters, if you have a question for our guest before she has to leave, it'll be great. So we can keep
Yes, I have
hanging around a little bit longer. Miss Yvette, go right ahead.
yes, I have a question. Thank you, Miss Rita. That was a great job. I
Thank
want to
you.
give a testimony about the hot water too, because
Mm-hmm.
recently I
Mm-hmm.
had a toothache,
Mm-hmm.
a toothache,
Mm-hmm.
and I boiled some hot water on the stove, and
Mm-hmm.
I put some in a bowl, and then
Mm-hmm.
I squeezed the a clean face rag into the water,
Mm-hmm.
and then I bit on the hot water towel,
Mm-hmm.
and it relieved that toothache literally within a minute. It was gone.
Yes,
It was going. It's
A
amazing.
minute.
It's
How
amazing.
hot
it's
water
amazing.
drew the pain, like it seemed like it drew it out of the teeth. It's just what it seemed
Yes,
like,
thermal
because
energy.
You didn't add any what is the thing that people
Nothing.
people add all these things to the water to just so that toothache so that all these chemicals they put in
Yes, they
water.
be blocking the transfer of heat when
Please.
they add those things.
Huh?
yeah, there was no need to go
Blocking.
get some stuff for my tooth at all.
I know.
No,
No
the
need
It's
to take
Almighty
any
gave us
medications. It
everything.
was amazing.
well, well,
Absolutely
well. Let me share you, Miss Yvette. I mean, last week,
amazing.
amazing. I went to the library before so, and then I came out and somebody said, Miss Rita, your eye is red shot hot. It's red shot. And I said, me? I just came back from home and they said, go and look in the mirror. Well, guess what? I have busted one of the capillaries there, basically on that eye. And so I went home and I did put hot water on that eye. And you know what? The next day, the redness is gone, and I continue to do that. And now you don't even see that I have that. I'm still going to, get
Wonderful.
particulars. Yeah, particulars to do everything. But right now, the hot water alone is helping me. So sometimes you don't need to run to the to the
To get a
store
drug.
to go get a
Run to get
drug.
a drug.
The hot water alone. I'm just a testimony. The hot water alone, my hive doesn't hurt anything. It's just I put it on, and I've been putting it on a daily basis.
Absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
And
Thermal energy.
and
Yeah.
when just it. And I'm telling
Hmm.
people, I didn't have to go and buy the drug or anything. Yes, I was gonna get my particular to ionize it, but it's just amazing what you can do immediately without
What it
running
does. Yes.
running
And
to the store.
it tastes good. It
It
does taste good.
yeah.
Instead of going to get coffee like Miss Rita say in the morning, if you just sip on some hot water, you literally thinking you are drinking coffee or tea
You
because
Yes.
it's the warmth that you crave in the morning. It's the
exactly.
warmth.
It's
So instead of
not.
drinking poisons, drink hot water.
There
Hot
you go.
water.
There you go. The poison. I used to be a coffee. Oh, I had to open my eyes. I went to school and I have to drink coffee. I came to St. Thomas and I said, I've been drinking poison. Bye bye. Stop years ago. So you can transition. Believe me,
Make the correction.
make I transition from tea and green
Yes.
teas and all that stuff. Now is plain old water, and it
Salam
grows.
alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamualaikum. How are you?
Sister Amina, thank you
How's
for
my
joining us.
favorite people? How are
We.
my favorite
You're doing
people? Miss
fine.
Yvette, Miss Rita,
How
Brother
are
Abdul
you?
Shaheed.
Yeah,
You're
we're
doing
here.
Yeah.
excellent.
Welcome. Welcome.
That's
Now,
my
now,
work.
guess what? Guess what? Now, as you all are talking, I'm eating my dinner and
Mhm.
I'm drinking hot water with it.
There you
Okay.
go. There you
There you
go.
go.
Hot
Yes.
water is
Yes.
so important.
Yes.
You're drinking it 30 minutes after dinner, though, right? After 30
30
minutes,
minutes
you drink
after,
it.
Yes.
30 minutes before.
After dinner, not
Yes.
before, not in between. So
Yes.
it is important what you're doing because hot water, when you drink hot water, it grows on you. You know, you don't even want to drink anything else.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
I
I'm
just
glad that
wanted
you
to
share.
give you all the greetings.
Thank you
Okay,
so
yes,
very much.
ma'am. So thank you for
Thank you
sharing
for
Okay.
joining
that.
us.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu
Alaikum.
alaikum. Okay. Yeah, hot
Absolutely
water.
amazing.
Testimony. Yes, great
Yeah,
testimony.
yeah, it's a great testimony. I mean, I'm telling you, it is important that, once you start drinking the hot water, you don't want to drink anything else. Even I tell people the room temperature thing, when I drink that, is cold. I cold for me. It has to be hot. I'm sorry, lukewarm. That room temperature. I say, oh no, I have to heat it a little bit. So.
In 1 minute is good.
1 minute,
Lukewarm. Yes.
lukewarm, and it's better because right now it's cold. You touch the bottle and it's cold. Just do 1 minute, and then it's lukewarm, and you drink it. So I don't know, but Missy Bennett, to me, I swear by hot water. I believe in hot water, and I hope people,
Yes.
if
It's
they
cheap
do,
and very simple to do.
Yes.
You have to do it.
as
For
Miss
sure.
as Miss Yvette said, I got my towel and put under the tooth there, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's like
Mm-hmm.
bingo, it's like magic. It
Yes.
went
Any
away,
pain that you have, try it for any pain.
Ain't
and that's what I'm
And
saying.
anywhere.
watch the amazing transformation of the pain. It's like, where did it go?
Exactly, exactly.
Yes.
Any pain, that's the word. Any pain in your body. Use that
Absolutely
hot
amazing.
water and you will be amazed. So I would like to end here. Miss Yvette, welcome here, and you guys continue. But hot water application is free, is cheap. As doctor will say, do you have a kettle? Do you have water? Do you have a hot cloth? Just use them and apply that, and the magic ensues. So, Brother Saeed and Yvette, assalamu alaikum.
Well, like I said, we showing your information,
Mhm.
uh, Ms. Rita,
Okay.
certified centometry health coach, and you specialize in pregnancy management at the American School of Centometry and also in the doctoral program at the American School of Centometry. Her number is there, her email address, info@pregnancymadeeasy.com, number 469-609-0368.
Yeah.
Email address, no, website is pregnancymadeeasy.com. Absolutely amazing. Brothers and sisters, anyone who wanted to have a baby, who having problems, having issues, please contact her.
Okay.
If a
And
person is pregnant, you want to have a healthy baby and an easy pregnancy, call her. This is what she specializes in. And it can help the person produce a law-abiding citizen. That's what we need more of. Law-abiding citizen. No more stubborn children. No more children breaking the law. No,
I,
no, we have enough already.
and we recommend that, as soon as you're pregnant, if you want to do pregnancy management, let us know right away because
Right
9 months.
away. Don't
Not,
wait.
not,
Don't delay.
don't wait. Don't right away so that we can help you to ionizing and reducing the concretion and liquefying all the stuff you have in your body. So we have work to do when you come in. So I really recommend that as soon as you let us know so that we can help you because the 9 months come so quickly before you know the
Absolutely.
baby is born. So, Brother Saheed,
Thank
Sister
you.
Yvette, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest
Well,
of the
we thank
evening,
you.
and I'll
Thank
talk to
you.
you next time. Bye bye.
Looking forward to next time. Thank you. You have a good evening. We appreciate it.
No problem. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Brother and sister, there you have it. So don't be asking me questions about how to apply the hot water. You had your opportunity to get more information, more detail. She explained it well. It's very, very important. We can fortify our body against diseases if we take these rules, these health rules, and start practicing and applying and using them. It won't mean a thing if you don't use them. And you'll be running back and forth to your physician. And like we just said earlier, the physician did not study cell science, Miss Yvette. He didn't study that. He don't know
Nope.
nothing about the cells.
No, no, no.
He studied cell
Mm-mm.
science. He didn't study heat
Mm-mm.
science, thermal energy.
That's right.
The Almighty Source Creator made thermal energy available for us, and we just go
Mm-hmm.
by it just like it's nothing. We can fortify
Mm-hmm.
ourselves against diseases. You have
Yes.
inflammation and pain, apply
Mm-hmm.
the hot water
Just drinking hot
application.
water. Yes.
Yes,
Amazing.
exactly. You have a headache, a migraine, all
Mm-hmm.
these things. Apply the hot water to your forehead
Mm-hmm.
to you make those capillaries more flexible.
Yes.
You have more
Yes.
resistant.
Mm-hmm.
And every time the temperature change outside or the weather changes, it's going to affect your
Mm-hmm.
body. Many people can
Yes.
predict the weather, Miss Yvette, by how their body is aching. And they never think
Yes.
to stop the body from aching
Yes. Yes. You
by
hear
being
all kinds of
proactive.
complaints in the
Absolutely
winter.
amazing. We're going to
Yes.
take a short break, Miss Yvette, and we're going to come
Mhm.
back and let you share your topic with our audience today.
Yes.
And so they can continue to gain the information they need to maintain their own health, not run to the doctor because he can't help you. Only in emergency,
That's it.
only in trauma,
On emergency and trauma.
when you
Yes.
need to have tests done, when you need a
Diagnosis. Yes.
diagnosis, that's what they are good at. That's what you go to them for. But for
Yes.
everyday living, that's for you to figure out.
That's
How
right.
to eat and cook your food, that's for you to figure out. How to develop good habits, lifestyle to live on this planet, that's for you to figure out. Things that we're making
Mm.
mistakes, and this is why we have our disease. You can't continue to drink milk and eat and drink juices and eat salads. If you do, you're stuck with many diseases. And your physician will not reverse them because we will not remove the source nor get you to change your lifestyle. These are the facts, brother and sister. It's up to each and every one of us. Health is an individual thing, an effort
Yes.
that we all have to make. And health is guaranteed to no one.
No one.
And it's not inherent. You own your own to figure it out. Now you
Mm-hmm.
have a school that's taught us and we're teaching you. Absolutely amazing. Don't take it lightly, brothers and sisters, just because the people that's bringing it to you look like you. Don't take it lightly. So, brothers and sisters,
Mm-hmm.
we thank you for joining us. Please do not go anywhere at all. Take a moment to call someone, do a two-way or three-way. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Every anomaly has a cause. For generations, we've only scratched the surface of understanding mental health. Dr. Maxwell Marty, using the pioneering science of symptometry, delves deeper than ever before, catering to the needs of cells and blood, not just symptoms. With a fresh new approach, uncover the building blocks of your health. Redefining health science. Discover the underlying causes of mental anomalies. The book that's changing everything we know about health. Available now. Take charge of your health journey. Thank you.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. You're with Abdul Shaheed, your host, and also your certified symptometry health coach. And we still have one of our guests here with us, Ms. Yvette Dean, also a certified symptometry health coach. Well, she's going to be sharing with us very, very important information, brothers and sisters. And I hope you all are still paying attention. She's going to be talking about the nutmeg poisoning. Nutmeg poisoning.
Ooh.
Poison ourselves with nutmeg. It's in the pies, it's in the pastries, it's in the cookies, it's in the stew, it's in the soup. These cultural meals that some of us are fixing. So, Ms. Yvette, I'm going to pass the mic to you, and we thank you for joining us today. This is an excellent topic that we all must be more familiar with. Nutmeg. We have things in our own cabinet, in our kitchen that's killing us, and we have no clue. These things are poison, many of them, and we're consuming them every day, some of us.
every
because we
day.
don't know better. Sometimes they have taken food, spices, seasoning into the laboratory and tested them
Mm,
and discovered the poison that make up those things. They're all
mhm.
made of plants. In most instances, they come from plants. All plants on planet Earth, brothers and sisters, produce poison. We can't say that enough time. Plants are not innocent. They don't want to be eaten, so they poison you. They must be on the planet, Miss Yvette. They must be here so we can breathe. But people
Yes.
for granted.
They don't- Right. They don't mean to poison us, though. They don't mean to poison us. They don't.
No,
They don't mean to.
no,
It's
they don't.
just they produce it for themselves,
Yes,
to
they
protect
must be on the
themselves.
planet.
Yeah.
So
So if you live on planet Earth, yeah, you got to produce enzymes, to
exactly.
help protect yourself. But
That's
before I
right.
get started, I would like to congratulate instructor Abdul Shaheed for passing his master's
Master,
exam,
culinary
master's
science,
in culinary science. I'm
master
next.
degree.
I'm next. But
Thank you
now,
so very
Coach
much,
Shaheed,
Miss Yvette. Thank you
woo,
so very
that's
much.
a big accomplishment.
Yes,
Okay, we want to thank him.
thank you so very
All
much. You
right.
passed that
You're
milestone.
welcome.
Another degree
Yes.
at the American School of
The School of
Symptometry.
Symptometry.
Associate
Yes.
degree, a bachelor degree, now the Master of
Master's
Culinary
degree.
Science, all about food.
Yes.
And I just
Yes.
hope people come on the program and start challenging us.
There you go.
Put them to rest.
Okay.
Thank you so very much for that. I certainly
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. You're
And we're
welcome.
looking forward to do the same thing for you real soon.
Yes, I'm next. Yes,
So
thank
keep
you.
moving forward.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So today we are going to talk about nutmeg. Nutmeg poisoning. Okay. Who thought that the seasonings that we use in our very own kitchen cabinets, has poisons in them? We are seasoning our foods every day, and we're poisoning ourselves. Unbeknown to us, right? We're poisoning ourselves with seasonings. So today's topic is going to be on nutmeg poisoning. Nutmeg poisoning. So let's talk about it. Okay. Let me pull up this here. All right. So most people, blame uh, other things like pharmaceutical drugs and other, products for their illnesses and their sicknesses because, pharmaceutical drugs tell us right there on TV. They say, hey, we're going to have this side effects if you take these drugs, and we don't pay attention to that because we always think it's not going to happen to us. Our bodies are strong, they're resilient. Side effects is not going to happen to us. But don't be fooled, okay? Because a drug is a drug, no matter what. This is why they tell us on TV when they're talking about if you get this disease or if you get that disease, it has side effects. So does plants. So does plants. Nutmeg make food smell aromatic and delicious. But there's a catch, okay? But before I explain, let me, explain that here, if you live here on planet Earth, there are opposites. There are opposites. What goes up must come down. Okay? You have a good day, you have a bad day. Okay? And bad days are not good. You know? You go through happiness one day and then you're disappointed the next. There's a right side, there's a left side. You get my point? On planet Earth, it's a world of opposites. Okay? Food also has opposites. Food has an upside that we all hear about. How good spinach is, how good ginger, how good pineapple, how good, greens are. But no one ever talks about the downside of those. Never. Because if you knew, you may not buy it. Okay, we got to keep the world going. So, we're not told these things, but thanks to liquid chromographic, what symptometry does to help remove the source of our diseases by finding the culprit in our foods, what we consume. This is how symptometry is able to reverse cell um, abnormalities by removing the source. So, yes, we ask you when you come have a consultation, what do you eat? Do you know any physicians asking you that when you go to a physician? Do they ask you, what do you eat? What did you have for breakfast? What did you have for lunch? Do they, deconstruct what you had? No. But we ask you, we deconstruct it, and we remove that source. It's what causing that disease. This is how we're able to reverse most abnormalities within the body. Okay, so this goes for food that we consume. It's this has an upside and it also has a downside. But nutmeg has a poisoning, that I was, really sad to hear because, I enjoyed nutmeg, with my dishes. Like you said, it has that aroma, right? It smells good. Okay. It makes our food taste good. But it does have a outright poison in it called myristicin. Myristicin. Myristicin is a poison. And what do poison do? It denature our enzymes. Humans have enzymes too, just like plants to protect themselves. We have enzymes to protect ourselves. But did we know that? No. Did we know that food makes our enzymes useless? Certain foods that we eat? No. So we are limiting our enzyme intake or what enzymes can do for us because of the foods that we eat. And one of them is nutmeg. 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 I just couldn't believe it. Okay. So what nutmeg poison does to us is kind of sad, but you know, myristicin cuts off the blood supply to our brain, okay? To our brain, and mangles the electrical pathways in our cerebral cortex to cause mental illness and personality disorders. Our cerebral cortex is in the center of our brain, where our personality is produced, who we are, how we communicate with people, how we take in disappointments, celebrations. Okay, this is what nutmeg affects with us. It affects our our brains. So we have ancillary enzymes is the enzymes that our organs use. Now, our digestive enzymes is what we use to digest our food when we eat, and but be aware, all enzymes are not the same. Okay, we're talking about ancillary enzymes that helps keep our organs healthy. Okay, and it helps us to live longer, to fight diseases. Ancillary enzymes. Okay, like helicase. Helicase unwinds DNA. Kinase and cyclin divide the cells. Cell division allows the baby to grow vertically into a toddler, a preteen, a teenager, a young adult, a middle-aged person, a senior citizen. It's amazing what our cells can do. But if we stop the cell division because of poisons that we eat, all of our efforts to stay healthy it just would be worthless. So this is what scientific eating is all about. Choosing the foods that has the least health disruptors in them. And how you prepare your foods, how you cook your foods, how you shop for your foods is very important. And it's very important to know what goes into your mouth every day. Take a look at it because we are here to live, not to be sick, not to be sick. And with the foods these days that, you know, that's guarded by the FDA, the Department of Health and Human Services, the FTC, they monitor our food, but the natural poisons, the natural constituents of our foods is something that you can't get rid of. It's how they're grown. So this is why we have to prepare them scientifically. Okay? We have to vaporize foods. Did you know that when you freeze your food and you thaw it out and you cook it, that you're giving your body carbon monoxide? You're giving your body carbon monoxide just by taking it out the freezer and thawing it out. You're missing a step. It's one step that you take before you cook it to neutralize hydrogen peroxide. So we won't get poisoned. I mean, monoxide, I'm sorry. So we won't get poisoned. And hydrogen monoxide is what makes the refrigerator cold. Okay? Again, another booby trap. Okay? So when you freeze your meats, right, you freeze them. But when you take it out to thaw them, you're missing a step before you cook them. So we're poisoning ourselves. So this is what I teach. I teach you that step. I teach you how to prepare your foods, how to vaporize your foods, so that we won't get poisoned internally. Okay? So our ancillary enzymes can keep working for us, keep our organs and tissues healthy, keep our blood vessels, our veins healthy. We should not have varicose veins. We shouldn't. But, we don't know what we're doing here on Earth. Without the school to teach us, we're eating blindly. We're walking blindly. There's rules. There's rules on planet Earth, not just red light, green light. There's other rules. There's rules to our health that we must follow. We must follow, we must stop, right? When the light is red, and we must go when the light is green. That's rules. Otherwise, what? It's going to be accidents. Same goes for our health. If we don't follow the rules of health that govern the earth that we were meant to be here. We were created to be here. Okay? But we were imbued with atomic intelligence to figure it out on how to survive on this planet. And cooking is one of them. Okay, our ancestors have been cooking with nutmeg for a long time. It's a staple, right? It's a staple in people's diet for a long, long time. A long time. And when the myristicin in nutmeg cuts off the blood supply in our brain and mangles the electrical pathways in our cerebral cortex, it can cause mental illness, especially personality disorders. Mental illness was rampant in Europe for centuries. Okay? Some attribute it to frequent occurrences in eating rye bread. Rye bread has a poison too. It's called ergot poisoning. And rye bread, I don't eat rye bread anymore. I used to like rye bread. It was the taste. I liked it. But now I know, no, it has a poison in it that can mess with your mental. Okay? And this is what we don't want. Mental illness became so rampant in Germany, the doctor coined it in 1808, okay, thereby creating a specialty to treat mental illness without really knowing the source of this illness. Okay? We're here now in 2026, and still, psychiatrists have not been able to figure out what causes mental illness. Dr. Nocte has written a book on mental illness, okay, that everyone should read. Everyone should read. It's called The Underlying Causes of Mental Abnormalities. You can get it at Amazon. Okay, that is a must read. More on mental illnesses. More on mental illnesses. Okay? Nutmegs is in stew, is in soup. Okay, so be careful. Be careful when you're invited out to dinner or you go out to dinner. Avoid the soups because more than likely they put nutmeg in it. Okay? Try to eat more at home and refrain from eating at people's home. Okay? If you do eat out, make sure I would take a reversal with me. I would take a reversal because you do not know what they sneak into these foods. The best thing to do is cook your own soups, cook your own stews. I have great recipes at scientificrecipes.com. Great soup and stew recipes without nutmeg. And they're delicious. Okay, so all spices has a downside. Remember what I mentioned earlier? To live here on planet Earth, there are opposites. They're upsides, downsides. Okay? They are. Many children are diagnosed with ADHD. ADHD. And treated with psychiatrists with what? Ritalin, which makes it matters worse. But that's all they have. You can't get mad at them. That's all they have. That's all they know. They wasn't trained at the American School of Symptometry. They was not trained. Did you know that seizures, people who have seizures, I have a cousin who has seizures to this day, but they are commonly among people who cook with nutmeg, seizures. Who knew? Who knew? Also hallucinations. I have a nephew. We all know somebody that has something, right? Because again, we don't know how to live on this planet. And this is what the American School of Symptometry teaches us. Hallucinations, schizophrenia, hearing voices, delusions, feeling of being possessed by demons. Nutmeg can cause hallucinations. And it's commonly among people who eat with stews and soup, cooked with nutmeg. Mental illness doesn't always run in the family. They say, oh, it runs in the family. No. Just for many years, our ancestors, has been cooking with nutmeg and we could have inherited, the mental illness through them cooking with nutmeg. Unbeknown to them, no blame on anyone. It's just the natural poisons in the foods, the plants, and the chemicals that are put on our foods. We must improve our eating habits. We must know what we are eating. We can read the labels, but it's not always true. Some things could be left out, right? So this is where scientific eating and living comes in. special way to clean foods, special way to prepare your foods, so that all the natural poisons in foods can be neutralized. That way they won't have effect on our organs. We won't wake up one morning and we got diabetes, we got high blood pressure. Well, what happened? We're told, oh, well, do you have anybody in the family that has it? And that's a line that you hear all the time. Well, my mama had it and my grandmama had it, and because no one knows how to live on this planet. We have rules. You want to learn these rules? Hire one of us coaches. We'll be happy to lay it out for you. Or come to our weekly shows and we're giving you tidbits of information that'll help you stay healthy just for attending our weekly shows. Tidbits of health information. But to know the full extent on how to live here on this planet is to join. Join us. We're right there with you, holding your hand, celebrating you when you get it right. Okay, we're there, supporting you all the way, doing what we can to help uplift you. Uplift you. So I'm going to name some of these symptoms here. Let's see if you have came across some, okay, unknowingly, but by using nutmeg. Okay, there are people who have a pacemaker because nutmeg affects the heart. Okay, some people have palpitations. I had palpitations when I first came to symptometry. That's why I came. I had high blood pressure and palpitations. Like, it was a mess, a total mess. But I came to symptometry and he told me, he said, you know, you have a clogged SA-noid in your heart. It's what's causing your palpitations. I'm like, what? How did that happen? How did that happen? Forget how it happened. Can you just help? I was panicking because palpitations is nothing to play with. You're thinking that your heart is going to beat off the block because it's not beating normal. So in your mind, you're panicking like, oh my gosh, I'm already at 127. I'm already at 200. I'm scared now because these palpitations are going. So I develop a technique to slow down the heart, but I don't want to keep doing that. I want it to end. So I came to symptometry, took some particulates for maybe a month and a half, and they were gone. My blood pressure normalized within 6 months, and I was able to get off blood pressure medication. So nutmeg poisons can also cause high liver enzyme count, renal failure. Just naming a few here. People who's impatient, you know, it could be nutmeg poisoning. Tendency to do things in a hurry, when always rush, 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 rush. That could be nutmeg poisoning. Impulsive, being impulsive, stealing, lying. That's all that personality in the cerebral cortex part there in your head. Okay, so nutmeg is nothing to play with. Many people are in jail or in prison because of nutmeg poison, causing them to do violent things to people. Unbeknown to them, they didn't know, you know? And then they regret their actions, claiming they didn't know why. They didn't know. People blame people. Hallucinogenic spices. They're called hallucinogenic spices in plants. Plants like nutmeg, plants like cocaine, plants like marijuana. It can create hallucinogenic thoughts. in your mind because of that myristic poisoning in nutmeg and other spices. We have a particulate that neutralizes spices, neutralizes poisons and spices. That's amazing. We have particulates to counteract every poison, to remove the source of every poison, to neutralize, to blunt heavy metals in our bodies. Do other therapeutics blunt heavy metals? No. Do other therapeutics neutralizes poisons? No. They're treated. They'll make you feel better for a moment. But once that drug has worn off, guess what? It's coming back, and it's coming back with vengeance. With vengeance. Why? Because the source wasn't removed. You just depressed it, the symptom. Now, I'm gonna name a few things that nutmeg is in, a few items that we eat every day. And thanks to liquid chromographic, we're able to detect these things. They're in spice cookies. We all know how good spice cookies are. So good. They're in spice beverages. They put nutmeg in spice beverages. Holiday treats. Oh, used to be my favorite. Oatmeal cookies. Especially the soft ones. Oh my goodness. But now I know the softness is from preservatives. I pass them right up when I go to the store. Nope, I'm not eating those. Anything that's pumpkin flavored has nutmeg. Some ginger beverages. We have a ginger beverage that we create that does not have nutmeg, but has cortisol, which is a pain reliever. B vitamins. How we prepare our ginger makes ginger a benefit to our cells. Ginger cookies, ginger snaps. Remember them ginger snap cookies? Those were the best. Oh, those were the best. But now, we know they have nutmeg in them. Anything made with brown sugar. Eggnog flavored cookies. Chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies all have nutmeg in them. So, what do we do? What do we do? We avoid them and we make our own scientifically. I got scientific cookie recipes on the website. Scientific recipes will not harm your cells. Food is cooked in a way that all poisons are neutralized. Neutralized. So you get nothing but nutrients and resources from our foods. Symptometry has a particulate to neutralize myristicin. We have it. We have the neutralizer. Does myristicin ever leave the body? I know everybody wants to know that. Well, I ain't had no nutmeg in a while. I haven't had it in a while, so I don't have nutmeg in me. Does myristicin ever leave the body? The answer is no. Unless it's neutralized, it will stay in the body. Now I'm gonna give you a few symptoms that has been reversed by symptometry for people who was poisoned by myristicin. Symptometry has reversed flatulence, people who have gas. Okay? people who wiped out their memory, leading to Alzheimer's disease. We wonder why when we get elderly, that our memory has gone, or we get Alzheimer's. Because over the years we've been cooking with seasonings that the poisons was not neutralized. So it causes us to have weak memory. Our ideas vanish. We can't complete a sentence. We're bloated. We have frequent nausea, vertigo. Whoever has vertigo, that's not a good feeling. You walking, you holding the wall, you holding the chair, you holding the table, trying not to fall. Everything is spinning. Vertigo is no joke. Excessive thirst, because the hypothalamus was poisoned. The hypothalamus, what controls our thirst. Again, I mentioned palpitation. He's reversed. He's with those people who hasn't had no thirst for days. And that's not good. We need water. He's reversed bowel pain after eating. Believing that it's nutmeg poisoning. Yes, it was. Tendinitis. Okay, these are all nutmeg symptoms that symptometry has reversed. Vaginal prolapse, uterine prolapse, inability to conceive. So if you cannot conceive, I would contact Coach Rita Taylor. She will help your wife conceive, or anyone that wants to conceive and unable to conceive. No need to go get those implants. We can clear you up down there where you can conceive a child, a healthy child. We reversed offensive underarm sweat. Nobody wants to have that. Nobody. Okay? Severe pain in the left shoulder. You ever had pain in your shoulder where you can't lift your arm all the way up and back? Okay, that's sludge also. And it could be nutmeg poisoning. But if you have that problem, we can clear it right up by removing that source poison that you ate. So there's doctors that can, do other therapeutics, but we do cellular health. What we're made of, cells. We're made of cells. So why not go to a cell specialist? Like, why not? Because we're made of cells. If we're sick, something happened to the cells. Something happened. But the cell is not made of pharmaceutical drugs. We're not made of pharmaceutical drugs. We're made of cells, and our cells are able to reverse every illness that you have. Not by itself. It needs help, because our creator, left us to think on our own to figure out how to remove sources of diseases without making ourselves sick. And guess what? Symptometry has figured it out. This is why we're here. This is why we're going to school. Because health is a reward for your hard work. For your hard work. You get health. The cells will give you health. They just want some cleaning every once in a while. They want to get cleaned. That's one of the health rules. We have to clean our cells with subatomic particles, particulates. He's reversed snoring. You have a husband that snores, a wife that snores. Sometimes you can reverse that. Neck drop. You know what a neck drop is? When the neck is so weak that it drops, preventing a person from raising their head. or narcolepsy. Do people just fall asleep on a dime? The tendency to sleep on the bus, on the plane, okay? Your tendency to trip and fall. I know people walk down the street and just will fall. Oh, I tripped. They probably never knew why. And tendency to weep unnecessarily. Just cry. Nothing happened. You just start crying. It's not your fault. It's because we did not know what was in the seasonings that we ate. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. So it's important to get something to neutralize the seasonings that we eat if you don't want to avoid them. You know, some people are like, I love my nutmeg. I'm not going to stop using it. Or I love my seasonings. I'm not going to stop using. Okay, you don't have to, but at least protect yourself by having a reversal for seasonings. Then if you want to enjoy your seasonings, you can enjoy your seasonings. But you're protecting yourself also. But certain ones you want to stay away from. Certain ones that cause mental illnesses and all these things, I don't want anything slipping through the cracks. Anything. But when we help you to produce, when we help your cells to produce enzymes, they're able to destroy every source of diseases. Because enzymes is why we cook and eat scientifically too, so that we can preserve our enzymes. Food takes up so many enzymes. Food takes up a lot of energy to digest. And we all know about that, okay? There's a saying going around, don't feed nobody a heavy meal at lunchtime because when they go back to work, you won't get no work out of them. And that is true. If you think about it, that is true. You never have a heavy meal when you have something to do because 90%, 80 to 90% of our energy is taken up by digesting what we eat. And that's a lot. That's a high percentage of our energy. And energy is so precious right now. If we lose energy, something is going on. We need to reverse it quick. There's a lot of poisoning in plants. Cyanide, nutmeg, solanine. All these are poisons. The natural poison in tomatoes is solanine. Natural poison in corn is cyanide. And we have an enzyme that will neutralize and remove the source. Because enzymes are like little Pac-Mans that go in there and eat up everything that don't belong there. Just eat it up, eat it up, eat it up, eat it up. This is what our Creator gave us to help protect us here on planet Earth, where we were created to live. We can't live on Mars or the other planets. We don't have the oxygen. Planet Earth has oxygen, has water, has motion. All that the inside of us performs. All of that. We're so close to planet Earth. It's amazing how we work along with planet Earth. Okay? So be aware of seasonings. Give us a call. We'll be happy to provide you with the reversal for your seasonings. Okay? So that those who want to continue, we don't recommend it, but those who want to continue, at least we can help you help your health. Help it not destroy your health. And that's what we're here for too. Prevention. We help you to prevent diseases naturally, scientifically. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say about nutmeg, and I hope you got some information from it, and hopefully it will help you to, look at seasonings differently when you go to the stores, and I want to leave you with a tidbit for coming this week that can help your health. Earlier, I mentioned, if you were listening, I mentioned a way to neutralize carbon monoxide with meat, out of meat, when you take it out the freezer. So the tip is when you thaw out your meat, boil it for just a few minutes. Just boil it. You're vaporizing the hydrogen monoxide out of the meat. You boil it for like 3 or 4 minutes and then you cook it. That's a scientific fact that will help you prevent self-poisoning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And Coach Shaheed, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Absolutely amazing,
There's
Miss
any
Yvette.
questions?
Coach Yvette, absolutely amazing. We're going to see if anybody have a question or two before we depart. We thank you so very much. Absolutely amazing about nutmeg, things that we didn't even know, Miss Yvette. I used to put nutmeg on my sweet potato.
Yes, yes,
Just pausing
yes.
myself. Didn't know better. Didn't even have a clue. If anyone have a question about to our guests about nutmeg or anything else that we discussed on the program today, hot water application, the benefit behind that, just unmute yourself and ask your question. We don't have but a few minutes, so don't play around. If you have a question, now's the time. Thank you so very much for joining us and showing attention to what our guest was sharing, Miss Yvette. You all were really paying attention. So anyone have a question, just unmute yourself.
All right, I guess I did a great
You did
job,
an
and there's
excellent
no
job.
questions, and wonderful,
Excellent
wonderful.
job. So don't look like anybody have a question. Soon we get ready to depart, then we have 2 or 3 people want to know something. Absolutely amazing. We're going to share our information. Brothers and sisters, we thank you so very much for joining us. We're going to, all our guests that we had today, we're going to share the information one more time. Of course, we have Miss Rita. She was speaking earlier about the benefits of hot water application. Doesn't cost you anything. Many pain could be removed just by applying hot water. Hot water has thermal energy, and thermal energy will be electrical energy, magnetic energy, all within thermal energy. The Almighty has given us all of these resources, brothers and sisters. And sometimes it has figured them out, the health group, how to live on this planet. So many benefits. So hot water application. Do not let your body have low temperature. Anywhere in the body that will be low temperature, that's where your symptom and disease will be. That's where they will start. Keep the temperature up above 98 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes.
That's a natural law. If you reduce the temperature, turbulence, gyration, just like the weather, when the weather was changed from a high pressure to a low pressure area. That's where the sickness would be, in the low pressure area of the person's body.
The body, yes.
You can maintain your blood fortified, the DNA, our organs, our tissue, by applying hot water application. So many benefits. Also, our first guest, Mrs. Rita Taylor, she's a specialist of pregnancy management to have a perfect, healthy baby. It is the mother's responsibility to build a firm foundation in the baby. What mothers know this? Based on what she's eating, cooking, drinking, smoking, all these things can affect the baby mentally. As the baby gets older and older, and people wonder why certain people are mentally ill, ask the mother, what did she eat when she was pregnant with the child? you will find the source. So many things, brother and sister. We have our second guest, Miss Yvette Dean. She specializes in scientific recipe, learning how to cook the food scientifically to remove and neutralize the poison.
Yes.
Brother and sister, this is a natural fact. All plant produce poison. They
Yes.
are designed to protect themselves from you and me and microbes.
Yes.
And they're good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to neutralize the poison of the ones that we choose to eat.
Yes.
This is what we must do. If we don't, well, you're going to get poison.
Mm-hmm.
And the plants, they're going to love it. So you see our information. Thank you once again for joining us here today on Optimal Health on AM 360. We have this program coming up right on our heels, and we ran out of time, absolutely ran out of time. And that program is Mali Ali Kuli High with Imam Abdul Aziz being your host. He's from Masjid Adam in Bronx, New York. And their motto is, we are together under any and all circumstances. We're going to pass the mic on to him. We're going to see if he's here. Look like he might be here. We're going to pass the mic to one of the other hosts. Brothers and sisters, we thank you so very much for joining us here today on Optimal Health on AM 360.